I went into nutritionist mode and I started to consume anything and everything I could with potassium. So lots of leafy greens, full fat canned coconut milk, nuts. I don't eat a lot of bananas because they're higher in fructose and sugars. But I started to eat, just avocados. And I would say within a matter of a week, honestly, a couple of days, I started to feel normal again. And within a week of eating in a very large, high amount of potassium containing foods, I felt like not just myself, but even better than I did before. But potassium, you don't want to take in a supplement form because it can make you feel hot, sweaty, have anxiety. You just feel a little off. It's too much for your body at one time. Potassium is one of those that you can take and get through an electrolyte packet or the foods like I mentioned, dark leafy greens, some nuts, full fat canned coconut milk, coconut, avocados, things like that. Hello, everyone. Janna here, and thanks for tuning in. Hope you're all having a really good day, a good week, a good month. Hard to believe that it's almost summertime. Here in Austin, Texas, where I live, the weather's been pretty shitty for a long time. Last summer was so hot, windy, humid, that it was miserable to be outside. And, we don't really get a whole lot of the fall season or spring. It's summer, and then you kind of have a day or two of maybe fall. Then it's back to summer, and then it's winter, and then it's a fall day, and then it's back to summer, and then it's spring, but then it's winter. That's how it is here. And honestly, it's a lot. Austin's known for the city of elements. In other words, if you've never had issues before with your health and allergies, come move to Austin, Texas, and you'll have all sorts of allergy issues you didn't know that you had. And so, it just sucks. It really, really does. I really wished that I could experience more of every season. A true fall, a true winter, a true spring. And we don't really get that here. And it's been really windy for like 10 weeks. It has been incredibly windy, I would say 90% of the time. And it's a lot. And with the up and down, back and forth temperatures and weather, it's a lot on your body. And I think that's part of the reasons that, people suffer from allergies here where they normally wouldn't. So anyways, off of that, but speaking of health, I want to talk about essential nutrients for optimal mental health. And side note, if you're tuning in on YouTube, number one, thank you. Number two, I know it. I know. Third week in a row, no video. I've been doing so many home renovations, and it's taking all I have to be able to even do the recordings, because if you listen to the last episode, I decided to do the rest of my home renovations by myself. And originally this was just going to be flooring and a few little miscellaneous items and some painting that I had a company do. And I've always known once you start, it just keeps going. It keeps going. And I finally was like, I have spent so much money, more than I thought I would, but I really want my cabinets painted. Guess what? Janna's doing it. I'm doing a damn good job. But anyway, that is, it's taken a lot of my time, because I do it when I do the painting and DIY stuff when my kids are with their father for his week. And I do as much as I can, because it all needs to dry, at least 24 hours before they come back. And then when I have my kids, I am balls to the walls with my kids. And my youngest is is doing soccer and in a competitive soccer league. So there's just a lot going on, right? So I want to talk about, um, you know, possible culprits to any mental symptoms you might be having, like brain fog, anxiety, depression, um, especially going into summer. And people always just think about, I think, their health more. I think there's two different times. I think it's the summer, right? It's like going to summer. It's like, oh, I want to be fit and I want to look good in my swimsuit and, you know, all that. And then the new year, you make your New Year's resolutions. Well, um, I want to talk about nutrients that are absolutely essential for optimal mental health. And guys, I am serious. You want to pay attention to this. You want to write it down. I also have all of these in my full script account. And go to my website, revivedbyjanna.com. And in my full script account, um, I have my protocols, and you're going to find all these supplements I talk about. Um, these are therapeutic, grade A supplements that, you can't get unless it's through a practitioner, aka me, or a doctor. Um, and so, quality really matters, but let's get to it. Our bodies do not produce minerals, right? What are minerals? You got macro minerals, micro minerals. Our bodies don't produce them, and they're very important to the functionality of our body. They're important for other nutrients that we get to have proper absorption. Your electrolytes, those are minerals. And it's really important. People think they only need electrolytes when they're working out or they're in the heat, and that's absolutely false. You need to drink an electrolyte drink every single day. Okay? You need to take a magnesium supplement, preferably magnesium glycinate, every single day. You need to take zinc. Okay? You need to take calcium. Potassium is one that you don't want to take in a supplement form, right? My multivitamin I take, one of the reasons I love the Pure Encapsulations 1 multivitamin is that it doesn't contain any bullshit. There's no potassium, there's no greens in it, and, adaptogens and all this bullshit. It's just straight up what you need. Methyl B vitamins, because most people don't absorb B vitamins very well. They got methylation issues. And you always want to make sure your B vitamins are in methyl form so you properly absorb them and they actually do what they need to do for you. But, most people are not getting enough electrolytes, especially women. And like I said, I'm not talking about guzzling Gatorade. I'm talking about a very healthy electrolyte. There's a few that I like. Prime is a pretty good one, but it does have sucralose. It does have a little more sugar than I like. My personal choice and option is Ultima Replenishers. Ultima Replenishers I've been using for a long time. There's no dyes. There's no artificial sweeteners. There's absolutely zero sugar. It is exactly what you need. It doesn't have the salty taste because a lot of these, even healthy electrolyte supplements, they got that too much salt in there. Salt and electrolyte, it's a mineral. You need it, but who wants to drink anything that tastes like salt, right? I know what you're thinking. A margarita. I get you. But anyways, so Ultimate Replenishers is my go-to. My kids love it. It comes in a variety of flavors, tons of flavors. It even has packets that you can mix with vodka or tequila to have a tasty drink that's not, full of sugar and crap. So I drink one every single day. Every single day I have an electrolyte. It has nothing to do with if I'm working out. Am I doing the sauna? Is it hot outside? Are we in the Texas heat? Those days I just have 2. I try not to have them too late because obviously you urinate a little more. But I definitely have one every single fucking day. Most of the time I have 2 a day. And they're just good for you. You're going to feel better. It helps keep your blood sugar stable. Um, it helps with your brain health so very much. I shared once in an older episode, um, a few years back when I started to just feel a little bit off. And, as someone who's overcome chronic Lyme disease, anytime I feel off, I don't like it, right? There's that fear. But I couldn't quite figure it out. Anyways, come to find out, I had potassium deficiency. And, you know, my mom, um, my mom is actually the one who figured it out. I was telling her my symptoms, and, at this time I was a nutritionist. I just couldn't figure out what was going on. I'm like, I eat so healthy, and my gut health is like, it's like on point. Like I don't get it. And she told me about when my nana, my grandma, my dad's mom, had the same symptoms because it was a few very particular things, and it was a potassium deficiency. Well, what did I do? I went into nutritionist mode, and I started to consume anything and everything I could with potassium. So lots of leafy greens, full fat canned coconut milk, nuts. I don't eat a lot of bananas because they're higher in fructose and sugars. But I started to eat, just avocados. Um, and I would say within a matter of a week, honestly, a couple of days, I started to feel normal again. And within a week of eating in a very large, high amount of potassium containing foods, I felt like not just myself, but even better than I did before. But potassium, you don't want to take in a supplement form because it can make you feel hot, sweaty, have anxiety. You just feel a little off. It's too much for your body at one time. Potassium is one of those that you can take and get through an electrolyte packet, or the foods like I mentioned, dark leafy greens, some nuts, full fat canned coconut milk, coconut, avocados, things like that. But if you're suffering from brain fog, anxiety, depression, there's a good chance you could just be deficient in your minerals. Um, Along with that, taking a very good, high quality probiotic, lowering your sugar intake, definitely no dyes. Lower your carb intake. Make dinner your lightest meal of the day. Most people eat dinner late and they eat it large. Well, not only should dinner be your lightest meal of the day, it should be at least 3 hours before you lay down, relax, and go to sleep. Our bodies, they don't digest well towards the end of the day. Our digestive system slows down just like we do. So dinner should be the lightest meal of the day, not a lot of carbs, right? You're not going to exert a lot of energy. Healthy fats, clean proteins, some vegetables. That's what dinner should be. And, make sure you're taking a very good high quality magnesium. Magnesium comes in different forms. They are not all made the same. They all do different things. So my go-to is magnesium glycinate. Pure Encapsulations is my go-to brand. Again, you can find that on my Full Script account. I take my Ultra Zen Zinc by Pure Encapsulations, calcium deglucarate. These are all really, really important to take because you don't realize that being deficient in those or not getting enough of them, you can feel like crap. You can feel tired, have anxiety, depression, brain fog. You also want to make sure you take a very good, high quality omega, a fatty acid. Now, that's not a mineral, but fatty acids are very, very important for our brain health. Your brain's mostly made of fat. So taking a high quality omega that's really high in DHA, that's really, really important. It's very calming to your nervous system and to you. It helps your body feel better, your joints. You think better. It's just good for your brain health overall. So, a lot of people aren't taking the right supplements, and that alone can make your brain health suffer. So, with summer coming up, and depending on where you live, the heat coming up, it's going to be even more important that you are on top of your minerals and getting enough. You mostly want to get them through food and supplementation, except potassium just through food and electrolyte packets, definitely not in a supplement form. But these are vital nutrients that are super, super important for optimal mental health, guys. Probiotics, your minerals, magnesium, calcium, zinc, good sea salt. And those are all really, really important. So your electrolytes, have those every day. Drink plenty of water. Take a really good high quality omega. Um, Turmeric or curcumin is another really, really good one. These are all things that help us feel our very best, help reduce inflammation, um, and it's important. So your gut health is key to everything, and you must remember that first and foremost. And remember, our bodies don't make minerals, so you got to make sure that you're getting enough in supplement form. Guys, if you want to learn more about this, you can go to my website, revivedbyjanna.com, and you can find my full script account. That is my practitioner account for all of the supplements that not only I take, but I recommend. And, you'll get a discount over there as well. And they offer 2-day shipping. So why not? But go check out my protocols over there. There is one for anxiety, and you'll see every supplement that I just talked about right there. All right. Thanks for tuning in. If you have a question for me, as a mindset expert, a nutritionist, and a narcissist expert, I like to help people feel their very best from the inside out. You got a question for me? Shoot me an email or send a DM on Instagram, and I'll answer your question on an upcoming episode. All right. Have a good day.